Hey guys, so with the newest episode comes Neon, the fastest and most electric agent. There is a bunch of people I know are going to be insta-locking her in ranked the moment that ranked comes out. So I wanted to give you guys a little bit of some ideas of how to counter this agent, since I know a lot of people are just going to go super fast running into sites, and you guys need to preserve your elo. So let's go. So let's start off with Duelist. The first agent that I think counters Neon that I want to talk about will be Raze. The reasoning is because she has a nade, so even if Neon dashes into a site, you can still nade off the rest of the team and the Neon will be isolated on the site itself. You also have this boom bot. If you chuck it right when Neon is going to slide into a site, it'll actually follow her and do the appropriate amount of damage. Since she doesn't have her gun out necessarily in time, she will either have to shoot the boom bot or take damage and try and shoot you. So definitely a pretty big counter. And as well, you're going to have these blast packs. If you just chuck it right here, if Neon is sliding through, you can just pop your blast pack. It's going to interrupt her movement. She's not going to be as fluid and definitely going to have the upper advantage on any single fight that you take. So Raze, a great pick if you want to play Duelist and want to counter all the Neons that are going to be in your game. The other Duelist that I feel like really counters Neon is going to be Jet. The reasoning is because you have these smokes that'll just give you so much pressure. No one can really push through this, or if they do, they're going to be running through a smoke. The Neon is going to be isolated on site. So if you see the Neon sliding through, you're not ready for it. I mean, it's Jet. You can always just dash away into cover and you'll be completely fine. You'll be able to get out of that unfavorable gunfight. I mean, it's Jet. It's one of the best agents in the game, probably the most broken agent in the game right now. Moving on to Initiators, I feel like most of the Initiators do kind of get counteracted by Neon, since she is really fast-paced, and Initiators usually take quite a bit of time to pull out their abilities, throw them, and pull their gun back out. Neon has that time to run and sprint past those abilities and get right into your face. But I think KO is the one agent that counters Neon, just because KO is meant to be that agent that counters everyone in the game. He has a knife that can suppress her, so she can no longer use her sprint and slide ability. If you're able to get it off before she's able to sprint and slide into the site, then she's completely useless. She has to wait until that cooldown is back up. And as well, I mean, you have this ultimate, it's your suppression over a very long range, so obviously that is still going to be a counter to Neon as well. So hey, if you want to counter Neons, I mean, KO is looking better and better, especially since Chamber was the last agent to come out as well. So KO is also going to counter that agent as well. Now for your smokes, again, I feel like Neon will be a counter for most smoke agents, just because she can be really fast. She can get past the smoke extremely fast and have that really wide peak. But the one agent that I feel like still has a decent counter to Neon will be Viper, just because all of her toxin, whether it be the orb, the wall, or her ultimate ability, all, if you enter into any of that smoke, any of that poison, it will immediately do a minus 30 DK. So if Neon is still sprinting through any of your walls, any of your orbs, she still will be minus 30. That means a little bit less of a health bar that you are going to need to fight through while she is sprinting and sliding through. So hopefully it's a little bit easier, but again, she is probably going to be able to go really fast through your orb and such. It is only really going to be that minus 30, not of the any extra decay just from being in any of your abilities, so keep that in mind. Moving on to Sentinels, this is where you're going to see a bunch of counters, because Sentinels are meant to lock down a site, right? And Neon is this Duelist, someone who's meant to enter, so you could definitely slow her down. The first one I want to talk about is Sage. I mean, the main reason is that you can just wall a Neon off, and she can't sprint and slide over the wall. She has to go through it. She's gonna have to break it down. That is going to slow her down, as well as these orbs. Rare orbs, if you're able to put it down in time, they're definitely going to slow her. Keep in mind, she won't be full to the extreme extent. She's still going to be around normal speed going through it, but it's definitely not nearly as fast as the sprint and slide is going to be. So great to have Sage on your team just to try and slow her down, make sure she can't entry as effectively into site. The next really good Sentinel counter to Neon is going to be Cypher. The thing with Cypher is that you have to put your trips very smartly, and you got to make sure that Neon can't slide underneath those trips. But if she does try and go a little bit fast, which I feel like most ranked Neons will do, because they're just just used to be able to running in and not really have a care in the world. This tripwire, I mean, it's not like a jet dash where it used to be that you could dash and you could break it. She is going to be completely stuck. You're going to have that reveal, and if you put a cage up as well, there's not going to be a whole lot of tradability. You can catch that Neon extremely easily. This that I showed is an extremely standard trip, but remember, you can do some wacky trips with Cypher. So you can put one here. If the Neon slides all the way into this, I mean, she's going to be caught completely off guard. So Cypher is an absolutely great counter to her, as well as your camera. So if you are able to play in a safe position, use your camera the entire time, Neon has a very good flanking ability. Since she's so fast, she could have a really fast flank. If you're on that camera, you can spot out that Neon as fast as possible, and the trip can do this as well. So Cypher, an absolutely fantastic counter. I think this is who I'm going to be playing in my own ranked games to counter Neon, but definitely should be utilizing this if you aren't comfortable with your other agents. The last Sentinel I want to talk about is Chamber. Now, the reason Chamber is really good, I mean, the alarm bots, it's kind of like Cypher. She could get caught in these. I mean, she's still going to be able to run and dash through. It's not going to stop it like Cypher does. But the thing with these alarm bots, these trademarks, is that they will follow her. So at the very end of her dash, they will slow her. So as long as you don't take the initial fight with her after she wide peaks with that sprint and that slide, she'll be stuck in a slow. You'll be able to peek her pretty easily after that. It's just, I like Cypher a little bit better. Chamber still does have that potential. I mean, he does have the rendezvous as well, so if you get slid on, you're not ready for it, you could easily just TP out on that exact position in a better one. But you understand what I mean. So Chamber is definitely a pretty good counter to Neon as well. I will say I still like Cypher better, but definitely great for Chamber as well. For those of you wondering why I didn't put KJ in this list that Neon actually counters, the reasoning is because Neon has that sprinted slide, so she can actually slide through all of the mollies that you're going to pop. This alarm bot is going to pop a little bit late because she's sprinting and sliding through it, so you're not really going to get her with the damage of that. As well as the turret, I mean, the turret kind of slows her down when she does sprint and slide into the site, so it might help with that. But I know a lot of KJs use the turret for the initial peek onto a site, so it might already be broken, and so in that aspect, Neon will be able to fully entry into site very easily. Even if it isn't broken, I mean, she can still take the angle, she can still take the gun duel. She will have to shoot the turret first, so maybe it's a little bit of a counter, but I will say, just because she's able to dash past this alarm bot and all of your mollies, that's so many abilities that just is completely negated by Neon. So I will say that Neon is a counter to Killjoy. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, be sure to hit a like and subscribe, as it really helps me. I'm gonna be posting a lot of content, so I'll see you guys in the next one.